Hello. Welcome back to another vlog. And this one is going to be my New York vlog, plus the Love and Deepspace offline event for their second anniversary adventure. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and I'll stop the talking and get into the video. Let's go. So we left Friday because we were about to get on a 9-hour Greyhound. People did not know the definition of headphones. We also saw a rat there. Well, my mom saw a rat. It was crazy. But once we got to our first stop, it was at a Dunkin'. So we got a little food, as you can see here. And then we also had some massage chairs. It was like $2 or something for like 15 minutes. And we only had a half an hour. So we got our food, did that. And then we hopped back on the bus for like another couple hours. It was so long, but I was asleep half the time, so I don't even know what happened. And it was also really cool because we got to saw a lot of cities that I've never been to living on the East Coast. So we saw like Jersey, we saw Philly, and so we just continued all the way our journey all the way into downtown, aka Times Square. And we stayed at a hotel called the Yotel. It was a very young feeling hotel. It was super cool, very good for the price. It had like an outdoor area, it had like a cafe built in, and it was like a cabin pod hotel, as you guys can see here. So it was small, but it was the perfect size for us for our like 2 days. Had a really nice shower. I missed that head shower so much. And also we had a pretty decent view of the city, nothing crazy. And then after that, we immediately left. I told my mother we had to go, and it was really nice, but it was really cold. We were outside for about 3.5 hours total from the time we got there to our way in. But some of the cosplayers came through, which was really cool. And I also managed to get some free stuff off some girlies, and we also got a hand warmer. And I also got a Caleb plush that I purchased off a girl that was really nice. And it was one that I wanted. But once we got in, it was a very organized line, and you could see like their banner of like the second anniversary for the current banner at the time. And they had these little touch like full body of the boys that were supposed to be detecting off warm, but I was so cold so I couldn't get a handprint off them. And then as you walked, you could see the merch. And it was merch that you can get anywhere, but there was some stuff that I wanted. And then throughout the entire venue was individual like sections for each boy to kind of show like the 3 or 4 top banners of the year, a full size of their myth, and then like flowers and other decor to like help represent the boy and kind of like enhance the exhibit of it. So I took like pictures with each and every one, because why would I not? But after the booths, we chose to do a photo that they gave to you right on the spot. It was printed, and they had like plushies of the boys, and you could do whatever pose you wanted. I decided to be a pixel whore and take them all in my hand with my mother. So here's our photo. And then they also gave you a QR code if you wanted a digital version. But after that, they brought you into like this little theater that showed like the trailer of Lads to kind of introduce you to the boys if you've never met them, or kind of reintroduce what their lore is. It was super cool, very short but very impactful, and I was like, oh, I want to go home and play Lads. But then we left, we got our merch, and we also saw some of the mascots on their way out, and they had, as you can see, a little bit of a difficulty getting out of the house. After the whole Lads event, we went home to the hotel. We chilled for a while. We ate a couple of noodles with whatever we could find because we didn't have forks, and we slept so good. So day 2, we already did our Lads adventure, so it was our last day in New York City. So I took my gamer subs with my gamer sub shirt, and we went on to an adventure into the city. And as soon as we walked outside, it was immediately snowing. But it was very fun because I live on the East Coast already, so I was already used to that. But we first went to Five Below because we love some Five Below. As you see, my mother is enjoying it. But it was really big, and it has a lot more than what our Five Below offers. So we were there for like a good half hour, like exploring everything they had. We grabbed some stuff for the pets, and then we left because I had some locations I wanted to go to, which one was Minaso. I have one in my city that is kind of far, so I really wanted to hit one up. and I kind of wanted to check out like the blind boxes. My mom was like interested in Korean and Asian makeup and skincare, so I showed her like the AT stuff. And I did buy a blind box, which you'll see later in the video. And then we saw something my mom saw when she was in New York years ago, before she got married, I think it was. And then we went to Line, and if you guys don't know what Line is, they use it a lot in Asia, but it's also a store, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a store that deals a lot with K-pop. And as you can see, I got to touch all the hands of the boys of ATs, which was sick. And also my biases, my hands were way too small for them, but it was super cool. Well, you see here the signed BTS stuff. So after that, we then found I found a bookstore while trying to search a place for lads merch that was like 3 floors. So the bottom floor, which we went first, was like a whole stationery. It had Studio Ghibli, it had albums, it had art books. It was so freaking cool. And I also had a little bit of plushies, but I was so sucked into the art books during this place. It was sick. I'll get the location, and Michi will post it somewhere. But then we saw this book of corgi butts. We didn't get it, but I did record all the butts that were located in it because I felt like it was necessary. Duh. But yeah, we saw these DIY boards, which I really want to get to put in a PC. So I'm very excited to get those. And then we went to the main floor, which was the entrance, and that was just like a regular bookstore. And I saw the Yellow Submarine, which is something iconic in my childhood. I really wanted to get it. And then we went to the 3rd floor, which was an anime cafe. So it had figures, it had manga, it had a straight up cafe, as you guys can see, with like onigiri. You can see the meal that we had here with like chicken katsu. I had like the Sailor Moon drink, and I wanted this art book of the Apothecary Diaries, but I couldn't that day. So after that, we went back to our hotel room because it was time for my friend's Lexi's stream of watching her do the Love and Deepspace trivia. And surprisingly, I did pretty well. I didn't record my answers because y'all know I'm the best out here. But even my mother was in on it, and she got a couple questions right, so I was shook by that. We're watching Lexi, don't mind her. She's my queen. Alright, so... Alright, let's see who we got in this beautiful bag. Look at that. I don't want him. I like him, but I don't want him.
There are 5 parts.
Oh my god. Wait, did I get the one I didn't want? Oh no! I got my Vans! I got my Vans! Oh wait. Oh shit, this thing's hard to open. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh. Ooh.
Part 4 is the Big Lads survey of
he looked a little fucked up. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll be crying if I look like that too, bro. That's fucked up what they be doing to y'all.
So Jinwoo looked a little fucked up, and he did. I was happy with it, but he's a little fucked up. But I did get this art book. If you guys have never seen this Chinese anime, it's fucking wonderful, and it also had like all this free stuff with the purchase. So how could I not get it? But after that, we decided for dinner we weren't going to do anything major, so we went to a Whole Foods. Now we have a Whole Foods in our city, but it's also a place that is not close, and it's very like scarce. So we went to there, we got a little bit of food, but on our way back we saw a mall. Now this isn't an actual mall, like this ain't got Auntie Annie's. I immediately asked her, I was like, where's the Auntie Annie's here? And as you can see, they had Love and Deepspace, like the advertisement. I was so excited to see that. My mom was the one who pointed it out. I didn't even see it. But they had like Louis Vuitton, they had Gucci, so we were shook. And then we found like this other store that was kind of similar to the idea of like blind boxes, that had a crane machine, all that. And during the, while walking in, like the food court wasn't like a food court like you regularly see. Like it had like fancy restaurants, there was a winery in it. It was amazing, and it was such a really cool experience. But after that, it was pretty much almost really our time to get to back to the Greyhound. We were about 10-minute walk from there. So after we left the mall, we went back to the hotel. We chilled for a while. We ate a delicious pre-made sandwich. I don't know what happened to it. It was like gone before I knew it. But we also watched some NCIS. We watched some stuff about heated rivalry. I got my mom in on that. If you know, you know. And then we packed up and we headed back to the Greyhound, which was about a 10-minute walk from when we entered. We got on the Greyhound at like 1:30 Eastern time, the same time we did on the way there, and we just did everything in reverse. But thank you guys for watching. I love doing these vlogs. I am planning on buying a like vlog camera so we can have a little bit more quality, you know, get the full form instead of the up and down, you know, all that good stuff in due time. But I am planning on doing more vlogs. It's the year of traveling and being selfish. So we're going to try to do as much as we can. So I appreciate you guys for being patient. Thank you, Michi, as always. But if you guys enjoyed it, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a good day, good night, good afternoon, wherever you're located. And I will see you in the next video. Toodaloo.